right, we're all set now. Everything's just fine. Everything's going to be flawless here. Broadcasting from Hartford, Connecticut, this is Open for Business, the podcast that explores all things business, entrepreneurship, technology, marketing, customer service, and making a few honest dollars for yourself. Bandwidth for On the Horn is provided by Amazon S3 servers. Amazon S3 is storage over the internet. Retrieve any amount of data at any time from anywhere on the web. Highly scalable, reliable, fast, secure, and inexpensive. All from a name you trust, Amazon. For more information about Amazon S3 storage, visit aws.amazon.com. This is episode 49. I can't believe it. The trust factor. In person or online, trust is the foundation of any marketing success. Open for Business is sponsored by Gateway Financial Partners, the accounting firm of Budwitz and Meyer Jack, Deepwater Seafood of Avon, and CentralCTDental.com. I'm Brian Parker, and I'm joined by Zen Master Tommy Russo, co-owner of L&R Productions, full-service advertising agency, and audio-video production house, lnrproductions.com. Hello, Tommy.
Hey, Brian, I missed you last week.
I missed you, baby.
Okay.
It was so nice to see you again. It's wonderful. We are also joined by Ken Cook, acclaimed author, speaker, Fortune 500 consultant, and contributor to Inc. magazine, now running Peer-to-Peer Advisors. Check him out at peertopeeradvisors.com. Hello, Ken.
Gentlemen, I was glad to have the week off and didn't miss either of them.
Well, there you go.
You know what?
That's honest. That's what we love about you, Ken.
Mm-hmm. But we don't want to. We want to make sure the audience understands Ken actually didn't have a week off. He was actually working very hard on this show, and we do appreciate that.
Big time.
You did a great job.
My pleasure.
Tonight's topic is: what is the best way to gain trust, to keep trust, and keep trust going with not only your customers, but even your employees? I think that's interesting. Everybody.
Let's add wife and children in there, too.
Well, sure. Why not?
Well, you know, that's just how to lie better, I think, is really what it is.
If the wife and children factor works, we're going on The View.
All right, there you go.
Follow Obama.
There you go. But first, to get us in the mood, Tommy has his all-world famous Tommy quote. Here it is. Tommy with his Tommy quotes are as good as gold. That's why we have that sound effect.
That is one special
that's
sound
cha-ching. Tommy quotes cha-ching. Sponsored by Mohegan Sun. Cha-ching.
There you go. So this week,
that'd be a good sponsor.
Very, very,
that would
it
work
would be.
well.
This week, right down to the wire, but I've got two great quotes from two great individuals. One of them happens to be Ronald Reagan.
All right.
And then Ernest Hemingway. So here we go,
Ernest
boys.
Hemingway, Ronald Reagan. Got it.
Here you go.
I see them both sitting at the bar with a scotch.
One of them is short and sweet. Trust, but verify.
Oh.
Let me say that one again. Trust, but verify.
Okay.
And then the next one is, the best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them.
Yeah. Too easy, right, Brian?
Yeah, well, trust but verify. That's a famous Reagan line. So
Absolutely.
You got to say that. And, yeah, I think the only way to trust someone is to trust them. That's just stupid enough to be Ernest Hemingway, yeah. Clearly he was drunk.
And Ken, are you...
100% agreement.
All right. Wow. This must be something with the moon and the stars being in alignment, because both of you got it right this week.
Yeah, it was
and
just too easy.
And that never happens.
Yeah, it was just
well, every
too
now
easy.
and then I like to, loft a beach ball for you, and you guys got it.
Out of the park.
So anyway, obviously, with that said, Ken, we're going to bounce that trust ball over to you and get you rolling here today.
Well, we're going to roll along into a little bit of what we're calling hot potato news, which, with no reference to ESPN whatsoever, is sort of around the horn.
That's right. It's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to touch on a couple of quick business topics that sort of popped up on the screen this week. Little points of discussion on them. Point, counterpoint, if I can harken back to, who was that on 60 Minutes?
It wasn't 60 Minutes. It was, it was the guy with great vocabulary.
Oh, help me.
Was like Alex P. Keaton's hero. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't think of it.
Not Ruckheiser. No,
it's the other one.
It's the other guy.
Okay.
Regardless, that's what we're going to be doing. All right, point number one.
Yes.
What we have is all about the fact that LinkedIn and Twitter are no longer synced. What ended up happening is that historically, you could sync up, marketers could sync up Twitter with LinkedIn, and anytime you put an update on Twitter,
right,
it automatically went to the LinkedIn feed. That is gone. And what that has resulted in is Facebook receiving 1,000% more page referrals from LinkedIn. And the reason being that the riffraff of the tweets are no longer there. So if you want to increase your business
Riffraff
presence,
of the tweets are no longer on LinkedIn.
no longer on LinkedIn. Exactly.
They're still there.
They are.
They're just on Facebook.
With the post breakup, LinkedIn now surpasses Google and Bing combined as a source of referral traffic for Facebook pages.
Wow.
So if you want to increase your presence on
But
Facebook,
Bing? Who uses Bing?
I
The
do
entire
not
Crosby
know.
family?
Yeah, that would be about it. That
Sorry.
would be about it. So if you want to increase your presence on Facebook, LinkedIn is the way to go. And LinkedIn being traditionally business focused, it is a really strong synchronization between the two.
So my first question is, short term, it seems very obvious who the most immediate beneficiary is. But a year from now, how does that play out? Who's winning? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Or is it we, the consumer,
Yes,
the
yes,
social?
and yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Across the board?
I think it's co-opetition, not competition, frankly.
I agree with you on that. And also, I think the only person that is losing here is Twitter.
Yeah.
And Twitter is doing a whole bunch of different moves that are just odd and bizarre. They've gotten rid of their API, so third-party developers can't make Twitter applications, which is how Twitter got so wonderful and popular and famous. And the new app for the phone and the iPad that is now released by Twitter looks like a piece of dog poo. It is the ugliest and dumbest thing I've ever seen, and
Really?
they ought to be ashamed of themselves.
This sounds suicidal on Twitter's part.
I don't know. I cannot fathom what it is. It's almost like you know how when governments want to control the trade, they recognize that trade is important to grow the economy and the welfare of everyone.
Yeah.
But they want to control every aspect of it, and so no one really does well because there's always corruption in government. It's sort of like that's happening in Twitter. They want to be really, really social, but they're doing everything not to be social with other people, which
the sense I'm
boggles
getting
the
is
mind.
you got two.
Counterintuitive.
You have the personal social side, you have the business social side, and it looks like Facebook and LinkedIn are staking their respective stakes in the ground and saying, bye-bye, Twitter.
Yeah, no,
You're in the
I agree.
rearview mirror.
I think Twitter's in trouble.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I think Twitter's in trouble. I'm not even sure if Facebook likes the fact that they got 1,000% increase in their referral traffic.
That's part of what I wondered.
Why wouldn't they?
Because it's just Twitter traffic.
No, the referral traffic's coming from LinkedIn.
Oh, it's 1,000% jump in LinkedIn referral traffic.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
okay. Oh, no, Facebook's probably very pleased about that.
Yeah.
Because that's what they want. They want people with money, and that's who LinkedIn is.
And they want to show themselves as having a business presence, and LinkedIn is almost exclusively business.
And now we're
done.
on to Tommy.
We got to fix
Hot potato
that.
2.
Hot
potato's gotta be
two.
more
I like being
exciting
number
than a
2.
bell.
Okay, so Mr. Seth Godin, who is a go-to gentleman for, especially you, Ken, but this whole entire group here, he's got a great observation to really, boost your marketing, and that is the simple power of one a day. And we're not talking about vitamins here, folks. His recommendation is just that essentially there are 200 working days a year, and that if you do any one of these suggestions, and I'll read a couple of them just to give you a sense of what he's talking about, that at the end of it, he feels you're going to have a mountain high of great marketing working for you. So here's one. Send a handwritten or personal thank you note to a customer. Write a blog post about how someone is using your product or service. And last, in this moment in time, research and post a short article about how something in your industry works. So, Brian, what do you think about the simple power of one a day?
I like it, and in fact, I don't know if you were reading the show notes, but I actually said these are good. Maybe we can use some of these for Open for Business and On the Horn. I really, really, really liked them.
Me too.
Send a handwritten personal thank you card to a customer. I actually do this a lot anyway, and it's really tough for me because I kind of write fast. I can write neatly in print and in script, but just my head moves so fast that my hand tries to keep up and it gets sloppy. But I try to do this as often as possible, even if I just had a really good day of golf with someone new,
Yeah.
I try to write them a note and just say hi. Those are very important. What was the other one? This was in it. Write or substantially edit a Wikipedia article. That would have never occurred to me.
Nor would I ever do it.
Really?
I don't know anybody that uses Wikipedia.
Oh, I use it on a daily basis.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, here's one of my favorite, though. Record a video that teaches your customers how to do something.
I like that.
You can't do that one a day.
Well, no, but that's
going to be the entire day.
It depends on...
Yeah.
iPhone 5 supposedly has a very good new processing camera.
Oh, by the way.
You got one?
I'm walking around lately just saying to people, hey, let's see you have the iPhone 4.
Nice.
You want to see the iPhone 5?
All right, Brian.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's
It's very exciting.
My only counter, I love what Seth says in that. I think that one a day makes all the sense in the world. My only challenge with it is people having the discipline to do it. Great ideas are wonderful. Being able to discipline yourself to schedule it and do it every day is always the hard part. It's always about the implementation, like we talked about in the last show, Tom.
Right.
If it's not working, look to implementation first, because the idea is good and the idea makes a ton of sense.
Let me ask you something. Do you feel in your own day-to-day business that in one form or another that you are doing the one a day?
No, I'm probably doing 3 a week.
Okay.
If that.
And Brian, how about you? Are you a one-a-day guy already, or no, you're not there either?
I'm doing at least one of these a day, yeah.
See,
I wish I was.
I would say the same thing about myself.
But I have it easy because, write a blog post about blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's what I'm doing every day anyway, just because of this business. So
right.
It's kind of like, they're talking like if you're not a blogger, start a blog and write a blog post every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't get from him that he means that you have to do the blog post every day.
No.
He's just, and if anything, the changing of the guard, if that's a good way to articulate it, to mix it up continuously is a good idea as well.
The variety spice of life approach.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think he's saying pick any one of these 3, 8, 12 things. Do one of those 12 things every day.
Yeah.
Just do one of them every day.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yes.
sometimes you double dip and you do 2 blog posts every other day or whatever. It doesn't matter.
I think the essence of it is that it forces you to think marketing every day.
It also forces you to do something. I think a lot of times I find myself very nervous and scared and don't know what to do. And sometimes we have a great phrase with my AA buddies. We say move a muscle and change a thought. Sometimes you have to just start doing something in order to get the brain going to come up creatively with something, which I really think it works for me.
That works for me. The parallel phrase is, if you're afraid to ask the question, the answer is always going to be no.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So.
Ow! Turf Wars. Here it is.
Here
Walmart deletes Kindle from their stores. And another sign that big boxes are increasing their incursion or feeling the incursion from Amazon. Walmart is deleting the Kindle from their shelves. The Kindle is the little e-reader that is made soup to nuts from Amazon and sold and wildly successful. It was really the first big tablet. But not so much a tablet in the way that we think of a tablet now with the iPad.
Yeah.
It was really just for reading, mostly books. I guess you could get a few magazines and stuff. I never had great success with it. I also had a Roku, which was not very good either. They followed Target, who did this earlier. Target, hey, leading the way. Target, you're so trendy. Who took the same action earlier this year. The problem is, this is such a great line. This is, I think Amazon understands Walmart's move here. But this is from this guy at Walmart who is Gillis, who says every time you pick up a Kindle, they're trying to sell you patio furniture, which I think is just so funny. But I don't know. I am shocked at this, but I'm kind of underwhelmed at the same time because I think the Kindle's in big boy trouble. Not just with the iPad, but now Google has this thing called the Nexus 7, which is a small tablet like the new Kindle Fire.
Yep.
It is the exact same price point, and can do 5 million things more than the Kindle Fire. Even though I think the Kindle Fire is beautiful, great piece, it's limited. If I was going to read a book, I would rather do it on a Kindle Fire, but for the same price to have the ability to do all of the other things like surfing the web, getting my email, checking on my calendar, writing down a shopping list.
That's a good point.
You know what? For the same price, you know what? I'll suck it up and I'll read it on the Nexus 7.
The essence of the story wasn't about the Kindle and its capabilities against competition. The essence of the story was about marketing channels.
Yes.
And its big box store seeing Amazon as the virtual box store competitor that it has now become, because you can buy anything on Amazon. And I heard today, with all of their distribution centers all over the country, the one hurdle that Amazon wants to tackle, and once they do, they feel they can kill the world or own the world, is same day or next day delivery, no cost.
Well,
they get to that point, because I know.
I mean, I pay a premium every year, and it's not much. It's like $80, something along those lines.
Oh, the Amazon Prime.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I know a ton of people who would buy product from Amazon every day of the week if there was no shipping cost.
No
doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would too.
I got to take exception, though, to Dobie Gillis, or whatever his first name is. Does anybody remember
Maynard
Dobie?
G. Krebs?
Thank you. He's too young.
Brian's just got a blank stare on his face, like, who are these guys?
But the patio furniture with the Kindle, walk into frigging any Walmart on the planet, and on your path to find the Kindle, though it's no longer there, how many other gazillion pieces of merchandise is that store attempting to attract and sell you?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a mirror image moment as far as I'm concerned, dear Mr. Gillis. I mean, because it's happening. You can't help it. If anything, it's more confined because you're in the brick and mortar operation.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Target, and as my wife likes to affectionately call them, Jacques C. Penney. Their new strategy are stores within stores. But they're doing it on alliances with Levi and all of the other providers of product, where there's a revenue share and the financial arrangement makes sense for both. With Amazon's product, the Kindle, that's basically the gateway to the Amazon store. It's the front door. And that's why Walmart and Target are taking it out. They don't want the store within the store because the margin on the Kindle is nothing.
It is, because what they're trying to do is sell product. This is the razors versus the blades thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Give away the razors at cost and make the money on the blades.
Give you the Kindle, and you can enter the Amazon store with a nice screen.
So. I'm okay with really either one. My main point was that if Walmart had said, we're not going to sell the iPad, because that would be more wow.
Well, they don't sell the iPad now.
Well, they don't, but I'm trying to, make a connection there, because I think the Kindle's in trouble anyway, and I don't think they're going to sell the Kindle a lot. I don't think they're going to sell a lot anyway. So the message to me gets a little deleted because it's the Kindle.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Kindle Fire is very lovely. I mean, for a piece of hardware, it's very nice. The Nexus 7 from Google, just kind of just shot its lights out. Have you done
any homework on that, though, Brian? To see, and the reason why I asked you that is that the Kindle has something that the rest of them don't, and that's being first in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And there is a legion of people out there that aren't, on the next wave of technology.
Yeah.
And because Kindle has that branding, that they're going to just ride with the Kindle till the day they die. I have to believe that.
I don't disagree with you. But the most successful tablet is the iPad.
Right.
And so I think Google is saying, well, let's not, let's get our feet wet in this tablet game. Let's go after the Kindle, which Amazon is, I love Amazon. I shop there constantly. I think the last time I bought something from Amazon was yesterday. It's really one of those like almost everyday kind of things. But I don't know. It's just not something that's going to. The Kindle is not something that's going to last. I think there are going to be people that go down, go down with the ship, go down with the Kindle, and that's fine because it's a lovely device. It really is. I don't think the environment at Amazon is innovative enough from soup to nuts technology, like Google or like Apple.
No.
Those two companies are soup to nuts innovation, technology-wise. Amazon's
a store.
Great marketing store and helpful and clean. Good customer service. Excellent customer service. But I just don't, if they want to try to bang around with the big boys, you know what?
They don't consider themselves a technology company.
Yeah. No, they're an aggregator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but but why do they have the Kindle then?
As a door.
Kind of a weird thing.
It's a doorway.
Yeah.
That's it.
He could be. Make money on the other stuff. That's what I say.
You got to give him access to the store.
Because you're going to need that set of patio furniture at some point in time.
That's right. Because Sears will probably never deliver mine.
Gas Grill Weber.
Gas Grill Weber is very good.
Yes.
But in any one of these devices, what's great is that you can, if you have an open Wi-Fi anywhere, like at Starbucks or anywhere else, you can surf online, you can get your email, you can download and read a magazine. And one of the great things about going to our friends over in Plainville, on the Plainville-Farmington line, centralctdental.com, is that they have free Wi-Fi there. So even though you're only going to be waiting 2 or 3 minutes for your appointment, that's enough time to maybe you play a little Words with Friends.
Bang out 15 emails.
You bang out some emails. You check in on your stock portfolio. You do all that, and you get the Wi-Fi free at centralctdental.com. Doctors Camp, Sambor, and Lupiti for serious issues or just routine checkups. Go nowhere else. I was talking about Amazon customer service. Let me tell you about customer service from these guys. I was telling folks a few weeks ago, in a golf tournament, very good friend of mine, Ron, bit down on a peach and snapped his front tooth on the pit. This is on Friday. As it turns out, Dr. Sambor and Dr. Lupini were on the golf course. They called up Dr. Camp. Dr. Camp went in that evening, turned the lights on, fixed the guy's tooth. By Saturday morning, looked like nothing had happened.
That's so great. What a great story.
That is, that's people who care. Yeah. Oh, you got a problem? You know what? Walking around with half a tooth, that's got to be miserable. Yeah, I'm sure it's painful, but it's just not attractive to anyone. It's just not attractive, and we want our people to look good. So come on. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Because it's just everyone would be happy. Have a drink at Doctors Camp, Sambor, and Lupini's office. No, but that is great stuff, and they're very customer focused. I love the Lupini guy. He cracks me up. Dr. Camp is the sweetest man on the earth. Everyone is better for knowing him, and Sambor is probably one of the best dentists on the planet. You should see their accolades on their wall. They hate them, but their staff keeps putting them up because they keep winning all these awards. It's kind of funny. Give them a call, 860-747-5761. 747-5761, or you can make an appointment online. That's how customer focused they are. They know that it's easier for you to pick your appointment online, and they will ask you how you want to confirm via email or fax or maybe even a phone call. What time do you want us to call? CentralCTDental.com is the website. Go check them out. Really, really great guys over at CentralCTDental.com, and we thank them for their support, and their support is almost up. We need to renew them too, which is very important. We have a focused discussion point here. The trust factor. In person, online, trust is the foundation for marketing success. There was a very interesting article you led with in the show prep document, Mr. Cook.
I like the author.
You want to tell us about the author of The New Networking, Meeting People Just to Know Them?
I'll get to that slacker in a minute, actually.
Okay.
What prompted me to put this in as a discussion point for the week was, again, Seth Godin. Another one of his blog entries. The guy's prolific. It won every day. But this one titled Monetizing Digital Attention. It intrigued me. The title intrigued me because I have a product I want to put online. How do you monetize something online? So I started reading through it. And he opens with the things that people are doing wrong. He said they use a long sales pitch letter, highlighted boxes, false testimonials, grandiose promises of secret riches or long hidden techniques, and most disappointing to those that would build trust, they enlist a legion of affiliate salespeople, linking to one another in gaming search results or buying fake search ads. And I'm thinking, I've seen them. I've listened. I've looked at them. I've gone one page down on that 14-page long sales pitch letter and said, enough's enough. I don't want to know anymore. But then he gave 2 examples. A guy by the name of Paul Wolf, How to Play the Bass, something near and dear to your heart.
Absolutely.
Susan Piver, Open Heart Project on Meditation. What they both did is they gave it away. They monetized digital attention by letting people in, letting them sample it, letting them understand what it's all about, building a relationship with them. And the marginal cost for turning a percentage of that base of free subscribers into paying subscribers is negligent to nothing, because some people are going to become raving fans once they sample, and the raving fans will want more, and that's where they pay you money. And I thought it was very cool that he sat there and said that it's the trust factor more than anything else that you need to establish. And he's talking in the online world. Now, you know as well as I that slacker that wrote this other article was all about building trust in relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a couple of quick examples out of this thing. Libby Purvis wrote an article for the London Times titled The Unseemly Art of Networking. The premise of the article is, quote, the overhyped practice of networking is based on cultivating a friendship with someone specifically because they can be useful to you. The outcome is that the approached person, at the moment they suspect camaraderie affection is dependent on how useful they are, shrinks away from it.
Bails.
Yeah. And that's what networking has become. And my point in this article is, don't network. Instead, just build relationships. Knowing someone on a personal level builds trust. Getting to know someone merely because they might be useful or could be a currency destroys trust. So the trust factor, it's everywhere. People who throw the phrase know, like, and trust all around as if it's cereal in the morning. But it's hard to build. I mean, you know as well as I, we've had this conversation a lot, Tom. Building trust is a difficult thing to do. It takes time. It takes authenticity. You have to really want to get to know someone without an ulterior motive.
Right. And with every relationship, that no factor varies.
Yeah.
And you have to have the patience to allow it to unfold in the way that it's supposed to unfold.
Yeah.
Because the moment you become desperate, needy, desirous of it moving to the next realm of like,
yep,
that individual in most cases is going to pick up on that energy instantaneously. And one more time, I'll use the word bail.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
And bail's appropriate.
Right.
I mean, people are very good at sussing stuff out. I mean, it's hard to fool people a lot. The best con artists in the world are lucky to capture, 1%, 2% of the population that buy into the con.
Right.
But you have, and the reason behind that is that when there's a disconnect, when something is said, I want to get to know you, and in actuality, what they really want is to sell you something, the mind automatically says, okay, something's not right here. And when it does that, the art of communication, the diminishment of the word is like down to 7%. And what comes into play is tones, nonverbals, body language. All of that is much more. So 93% of the communication, when there's a disconnect, is not associated with the words being said. The amount of eye movements that people have are incredible.
And often that individual is so focused in on their own personal agenda that they're not aware that the disconnect has occurred.
Correct.
Because they are bound and determined to get that sales pitch across and do it as, as effectively, as slimy, depending on how you want to view it, as they possibly can. But they're not aware that they've lost the audience.
Right.
And that's a big part of it, is constantly, obviously, staying in touch with whoever it is that you're communicating with.
I'll ask both of you. Have you ever been effective when you've had to sell something with a time frame?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay. Now, I'm using the term sell something.
Yes.
A little loosely.
All right.
I had been, this is years and years and years ago, but I had been associated with a broker-dealer who wanted to change some of the rules, and it was maybe October, maybe November. It was late in the year.
Okay.
And the new rules were going to take effect starting in January. And they went up there and new compliance things and and a lot more cost to us. So we're going to take 6.5% more of your revenue. And I said 6.5%. I said, what?
Yeah.
And I was up there. I was there with my business partner, and there was it was one of those meetings that you were like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Is it this serious? There must have been 7 other people there, including the CEO, the CFO,
Wow.
The chief compliance officer, and some other folks. I don't remember who they were, but they were important too. And my pitch was, whoa. Are you sure you need to do this? Like, because you've not done what you're proposing before, and that's a lot. And like, I am squeaky clean, never, just was audited, everything's fine. They said, no, we got to do it. So I said, okay, look, here's the thing. You need to, you're going to charge me $500 for this new compliance package thing, software, whatever, doohickey that I have. Can I buy that? Can you give me a year to get things straightened out in my budget before you do this?
Okay.
And it was one of those meetings that had gone on in the last 5 minutes. I could kind of feel like we were wrapping up and nothing was resolved. And that's kind of like when I made my sales pitch, and I had gone all the way up to New Hampshire to meet with this. It used to be Jefferson Pilot, where the old Chubb insurance company used to be. It's in that same office. And I said, you got to give me a year. I drove all the way up here for this meeting.
Yeah.
To try to get something resolved here. Give me a year. I'm a financial planner. You have to understand.
Yeah.
We plan our finances, and this is a curveball that I think is just unacceptable. And the CEO was like, "Can we give him another year in the old system?" Well, it's 2008. We have to do it. All right, we'll give you 1 year.
All right.
So then I took the year, and I arranged how to eliminate my broker-dealer from my business model. And save 6% of my revenue.
But how long had you been with them?
Well, originally we had been with them when they were Chubb, so this goes back quite a while.
So you had a long-standing relationship.
Oh, yeah, long-standing, maybe 1987.
So you knew each other well.
We did not know. I did not know these people from Adam. These were pretty young guys too that were running it now. They were maybe 45 to 55 years old.
Okay.
And so all the old guard had, long since retired.
Hmm.
And I had known a couple. They have relationship managers that were there, and they were useless. But
so you really didn't sell something except delay the inevitable.
I sold the concept.
Yeah. Okay. Tommy, how about for you?
I have to say, it's not my preference. My preference is to do the relationship building, because I know that the likelihood of long-term working relationship increases dramatically. But as you well know, we have several third-party relationships where a radio station, a TV station will kind of tee up the prospect for me or for my partner, bring us in, and the goal of that appointment is to convince the client that he, she, they need to, not only continue their commitment with the station, but also consider us as the production resource. So, I'm a listener, I'm a communicator, all rolled into one. I think being a good communicator, an enormous part of that is being a good listener. But I'm brought in for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, and the client knows that's the reason I'm there. You know, the account executive or station management knows that's the reason I'm there. I'm kind of the pro from Dover, and I'm being brought in as that to close business. So I almost in some ways embarrassed, but at the same time proud that I've been brought in several times like that and have walked away. My closing ratios are pretty exceptional.
Yeah. And the aspect of that I think about when it comes to the trust is the trust that your radio station representative or TV station representative has in you.
Point well made.
And the trust that the client has in what that representative says.
You're absolutely right. So there's that, if you will, circle. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, good point.
So you're disconnected from the end client, first time meeting on them, but you look at each other and say, we trust each other, you trust each other. Let's make a deal.
Right, and sometimes it's actually articulated in so many words because the rep will say, listen, I've been working with, meaning me, for 10 years now. I wouldn't have him in here if I didn't know, like, and trust him.
Exactly.
But I'm convinced that he's going to do a great job. But nonetheless, I'm there to wrap it up, and because the client's looking at his or her watch and get him out of here and convince me that I need to take out my checkbook and sign it.
Exactly. I mean, anytime, if I need something, I can walk up and ask you for a referral on it. Whatever name you give me, I'm buying.
Right.
It's that simple. Only because you would never recommend anything to me that you didn't have 100% confidence in.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe this is just me and I'm crazy, but
that's true.
I have gotten a little, I would say more trusting because I'm less patient.
That's interesting.
People
That's
will
an interesting
refer
dichotomy for
like
sure.
if I go to someone and I say, "Hey, Pat, I need someone to redo the floors of my house. Who do you know?" "Hey, I know this guy Sebi." "Great, send him over."
That's it.
That's really it. Great, send him over. "You want to talk to him?" "No, just send him over. I'll be there on Tuesday. Just send him over." And I'm just kind of like, I don't care anymore. You know, if you're going to screw me, then screw me, and let's do it fast.
But the point being that Pat sends Sebi over. Sebi does the floors.
Yeah.
If Sebi does a great job, your trust with Pat is increased exponentially.
No, not at all. I don't give him any credit because I'm not researching it. I'm just whatever.
But you don't have faith in what Pat gave?
No, I have faith, but it's not like a lot of faith. I mean, I don't really care.
All right, let's say Sebi screwed up.
I wouldn't hold it against him. I wouldn't hold it against the Pat guy. No.
You're unique.
I was just going to say, you're one of a kind, and truth be told, BS. I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a split second, Brian. I don't. You'd want to take Pat out back and beat him with one of your golf clubs.
You haven't seen the size of Pat.
Yeah, but
Pat's a big boy.
Well, then you'd have your wife pull Pat in because he won't hurt her and say, "Look at these floors. What did you do?"
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't buy that
I'm
for a
with
split.
You, Tom. I don't either. The funny thing about trust is it permeates everything. I mean, everybody, particularly in professional services, talks about building business almost 100% through referrals. And the interesting thing about referrals is that the person who is putting the trust on the line is the person that is referring someone to you.
Right.
It's their relationship that's in jeopardy. And if you screw it up, Tom, if you referred a client to me and I screwed up serving that client, I've damaged your relationship.
No doubt.
So the trust factor is incredibly high for someone to refer someone.
I'm living through that exact scenario essentially as we speak, and I have worked hard to do the damage control that I needed to do because of a referral and someone not doing a good job. And I've had to go in and work damage control. But you know what's interesting, Brian, is your scenario that you just described really references the two quotes. Because there's the whole thing of people that will trust but yet verify. They'll take the time to say, I appreciate the referral, Pat, about Sebi, but I'm going to verify to make sure. Or to do what Hemingway says is the only way to trust them is just to trust them and let it go. Yeah, and just see what happens, what unfolds with that.
So now I think you both are going to buy into it because the drunk is going to go with the drunk.
Well, when you put it in that kind of logic, yes, you're right. That's been an interesting, turn in this conversation.
So there.
All right, we're tuning on, folks.
We're tuning on. Do we know what a topic is for next week there, Handsome?
I haven't figured it out
Okay, we have to. Hey, thank you all
for
listening.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Thank you all very much for listening. And we couldn't have done this without the help of our sponsors, Amazon.com, Gateway Financial Partners, the accounting firm of Budwitz and Meyer, Jack, Deepwater Seafood of Avon, and Central. CTDental.com. Very special thanks to our chat room moderator, Evan Richards. We're closing up shop for this week, but do join us next Tuesday night at 5 when we will once again be open for business.
Cheers.
Take care, folks.